The forbidden truth. Everything you thought you knew about Earth might be a lie. We were taught that we live on a spinning ball, rotating at 1,600 kilometers per hour, orbiting around the sun, which itself speeds through the endless vacuum of space. But there's one place you're not allowed to question, a place you're forbidden to go. Antarctica. In 1947, Operation High Jump, the largest U.S. expedition to Antarctica, 13 ships, 4,700 troops. Officially, it was for scientific research. In reality, they were searching for the edge. They found a massive wall of ice. Not a mountain, not an iceberg. A wall. A wall that stretched beyond the horizon. A wall that couldn't be crossed. Soon after, the mission was shut down, and no one ever spoke again of what they had seen. The next year, over 50 countries signed the Antarctic Treaty. All research tightly controlled. Military activity banned. Independent travel impossible. For the first time in history, every government agreed on one thing: Antarctica is off limits. But what if Antarctica isn't the end of the world, but its boundary? Where it all starts to make sense. The true nature of Earth may be far more unsettling than we ever imagined. At the center, the known world, surrounded by oceans, and beyond those oceans, a massive icy wall we've been taught to call Antarctica. But it's not a continent, it's a barrier. A barrier that holds the oceans in, that holds us in. What if the sun and moon don't orbit around the Earth, but above it? What if stars aren't distant suns, but lights embedded in a ceiling, and the sky itself is not infinite space, but something constructed? Something covering us? In 1958 to 1962, the US and USSR launched hundreds of powerful rockets straight upward. They exploded at high altitudes and where nothing was supposed to be. What were they looking for? What were they trying to break? Operation Fishbowl. Isn't it strange to name an experiment Fishbowl if you believe you live on a spinning rock in infinite space? But if you know there's a dome above you, the name fits perfectly. Why does no satellite show a complete map of the South Pole? Why do no commercial flights cross Antarctica? Why does Google Earth blur out its central areas? What are they hiding? Ancient maps, lost knowledge, and the circle of ice. Ancient civilizations drew maps we laugh at today, but what if they knew something we've forgotten? Many showed a flat Earth surrounded by oceans and a vast ring of ice. Not at the center, but the edge. The Orance Fine Map. The works of Mercator, the circular designs of early explorers, all show the same shape, an enclosed system. What if the reason we've never discovered the end of the Earth is because we're not meant to? Antarctica is not land you reach by sailing south. It's the ring that surrounds the entire known world. That would explain why all compasses point north. Because south isn't a direction, it's the outer edge. And beyond that edge, no one knows. Or maybe someone does, and they're not telling. The cover-up. NASA, fake space, and distorted reality. Man lands on the moon. Or did he? The footage, the lighting, the strange behavior, Buzz Aldrin's confessions. Stanley Kubrick's odd interviews, billions spent on space programs, but no return trips to the moon in over 50 years, no live footage of Earth rotating, only CGI, only composites. Why? NASA admits all their full Earth images are creations, stitched together, digitally rendered. Even astronauts have slipped, saying things like, "We can't go beyond low Earth orbit." Yet. Why not? What's stopping them? Maybe we've never gone beyond it at all. Because we can't. Because something is above us. Something we were never meant to break through. The symbols are everywhere. United Nations flag, a flat Earth map. Military insignias for space forces, show a dome. Government emblems, ancient depictions of a closed system. Why do so many world powers use flat maps for planning? Why do their symbols show layers, rings, and barriers? Because maybe they know. Maybe they've always known. Maybe the real power in the world comes from understanding what this place truly is and hiding it. The dome, sky explosions and forbidden physics. The dome, an idea as old as human memory, from the Sumerians to the Bible, from celestial spheres to 16th century cosmologies. Genesis says, and God made the firmament, not vacuum. Firmament, a solid sky, with a limit. In 1962, the U.S. launched nuclear warheads straight up. Operation Fishbowl, Operation Dominic, Latin of the Lord. The warheads didn't fall. They exploded against something. People said, the sky rang like a bell. It was like hitting glass. Footage still exists. Massive fireballs in the upper atmosphere, expanding, then collapsing, as if repelled. What were they trying to do? Break out? After dozens of explosions, but they stopped. Suddenly, no explanation, no follow-up. Instead, a new idea was introduced, the Van Allen radiation belt. Lethal, invisible, impassable. But if we already went to the moon, why do NASA scientists say, we're still figuring out how to get past the Van Allen belt? Unless the belt isn't what they say. Unless it's a barrier, a boundary, not energy, not theory, but structure. The question that changes everything. What if the Earth is not what they told us? What if we're not floating in an infinite void, but living in a design system? A system with boundaries, with a floor and a ceiling. Every myth, every religion, every ancient account speaks of a dome, of a realm beneath the heavens. What if those weren't just metaphors? What if Earth is a creation? And we are inside, not on a planet, but in a realm, enclosed, observed, maintained. What comes next? If this made you question what you've always believed, you're not alone. There's more they're not telling us, more hidden truths waiting to be uncovered. Subscribe to the channel to join the journey. And if there's a mystery you think we should explore next, leave it in the comments. Your questions might become our next investigation.